My narcissistic mother almost never apologized unless she needed something from me. If she felt like she could get what she wanted if she just admitted her responsibility, she would do it to manipulate me. I tried everything to get her to admit when she had made a mistake. I confronted her with irrefutable evidence on several occasions, but somehow she would twist that around, so it was all somehow my fault. It took me a long time, but I finally found some tactics to get her to be more willing to admit her role in creating problems. Let me tell you some of the techniques that have worked for me. Number 1. Try collaboration to get an apology. It's incredibly difficult to get a narcissist, particularly if it's your mother, to admit any wrongdoing. Even if you have incontrovertible proof they have done something wrong, admitting that is just too damaging to their fragile, false self-image. In fact, when confronted with evidence of their wrongdoing, narcissists suffer something called a narcissistic injury, which is explained in more detail in this article by psychologists at the University of Maryland. One thing that can help you get your narcissistic mother to accept her role is to try collaboration instead of blame. You might say something like, "We sometimes have difficulty communicating. I know we can do better, and together we can work to solve this problem." If you just come at her with blame, she'll never apologize. In fact, she'll find a way to blame you for the problem. By collaborating, you give her a way to address the problem without bearing the full weight of the blame. This is a good communication tip in general, since it can be difficult for many people to accept full responsibility for a problem. By vowing to work together on it, it's possible for even a narcissistic mother to improve her communication ability. I frequently use this tactic on my mother, and it helps to lower her defenses so she can talk more reasonably about how to move forward after we've encountered a problem. Number 2. Don't be judgmental. When you approach a narcissist with judgment, they will become immediately defensive. It's unlikely you'll get anywhere with them. Of course, narcissists have no problem passing judgment on you. My mother was always judging me and my friends, but that's part of their projection. Narcissists project their own flaws onto other people. If they are accusing you of lying, it's likely they've been lying to you. Likewise, if a narcissistic romantic partner is accusing you of cheating, they are probably the one who is being unfaithful. This is part of their manipulation. They accuse you of exactly what they're doing to distract you from the issue at hand. This is another problem in approaching them with a judgmental attitude. If you give them something they can accuse you of doing, they will try to divert the conversation onto what they see as your problem. You might approach them with something you feel they've done wrong, and before you know it, you're arguing about your judgmental nature rather than the original problem you brought up. If you can approach them with a non-judgmental attitude, you won't give them anything to use against you. You might use statements like, "I'm sure it's a misunderstanding, but can you explain it to me?" Or, "What motivated you to do that?" These kinds of statements don't assume they've done something wrong. They give them a chance to explain their thought process or why they took the actions they did. You're showing them that you aren't going to automatically assume they did something inappropriate. With this kind of approach, you're more likely to at least get an explanation of their behavior. It might not be an apology, but you'll have some insight into their motivation. Number 3. Don't make it black and white. Narcissists think in binary terms, and they lack object constancy. Their binary thinking means everything is either black or white to them. You're either with them or against them. Lacking object constancy means that they are unable to hold to seemingly opposing ideas about a person at once. Healthy people can be mad at you but still love you and see you as generally a good person. A narcissist can't do that. If you've done something wrong, they see you as completely bad. They can't be angry with you and still realize that they love you. This is why a narcissist will seek to completely crush someone they see as an enemy, even if that person is a close family member. If you approach a narcissistic mother with statements that label a situation in black and white, they immediately become defensive. They also immediately see you as being against them. You're now an enemy, and it's almost certain they will never apologize. To avoid making it a case of black and white, let your narcissistic mother know that you understand why she might have felt the need to say or do what she did. Use that empathy to show her that you can imagine what she must have felt like. This shows her you understand there are gray areas in every situation, and it also models empathy for her. If you can do this successfully, you might get her to at least acknowledge some level of culpability. Number 4, stay grounded in your reality. When a narcissistic mother feels her back is up against the wall, she will often use gaslighting to try and reframe the narrative. She will try to make it seem like she didn't do or say what you claim, or that if she did, it was a joke, or you misunderstood it. She's trying to confuse you and make you question your interpretation of reality. If you fall for it, she will use this tactic again and again, and she will almost never apologize for anything. That's why it's vital for you to stay grounded in your own reality. If she tries to tell you something you think happened didn't, simply respond with, "I trust my own interpretation of what happened." If she says it was a joke, simply respond with something like, "I didn't find it funny, and I would appreciate it if you would respect me by not using that kind of humor again." By responding firmly in this way, you're setting a strong boundary about how much you trust your own intuition. When you're interacting with a narcissist, you have to set boundaries about your own interpretations. My mother had me feeling so confused, I thought I might need to have myself committed for psychological evaluation at one point in my life. Gaslighting is one of the most insidious of the narcissist tactics. Stay grounded in your own reality, because when you're dealing with a narcissist, your gut is probably right on the money. Number 5, always stay calm. When you have to confront a narcissist about something you think they should apologize for, it's likely they will respond with their characteristic narcissistic rage. This is an explosive eruption of anger designed to distract and intimidate you. Responding in kind will only escalate the argument, and it won't get you anywhere if you're looking for an apology. This is another opportunity to set a boundary about the kind of treatment you will and will not accept. Stay calm, no matter what your narcissistic mother says, and simply walk away. You can also say something like, "This is a serious topic that we need to discuss and resolve, but I won't talk to you until you can speak to me in a calm, respectful manner." That sets a boundary for her rageful response. It also helps diffuse the situation. When you can stay calm, it will be more difficult for the narcissist to distract you, too. It also serves to let the narcissist know that they won't be successful in creating a diversion. They are going to have to deal with the situation, and they are going to have to do it in a respectful manner. When a narcissist knows you will not accept certain behaviors, they will stop doing them eventually. They might move on to other equally abusive tactics, but once they understand something they're trying to do simply won't work with you, they will stop trying that particular tactic. Finally, narcissistic mothers are one of the most insidious, abusive parents out there. They act in opposition to the stereotypical nurturing mother. They will lie, gaslight, triangulate, project, and otherwise manipulate their own children without any thought of how it affects them. Worse yet, they will almost never apologize unless they are trying to get something from you. They will create deep emotional wounds, and then they will use those wounds to trigger emotional responses so they can more easily manipulate you. It's a vicious parenting style. To help prevent this from happening to you, I've created my 5-step roadmap to heal emotional triggers. This handy free guide will help you recognize, diffuse, and heal your emotional wounds, many, if not most of which were created by your narcissistic mother. When you are in control of your emotional triggers, it's much harder for her to manipulate you. Just click on the link below the video and I'll send this roadmap directly to your inbox. Thanks for watching.